You won't believe who is trying to rewrite our Constitution. Will it happen? Under very specific circumstances, our Constitution can be altered. Amendments can be passed, requiring the support of both the federal government and state bodies. States can also call for sweeping changes to the Constitution, but only if a significant number support it. But that just might happen, if these few folks get their way. From MSN. The Wisconsin Assembly votes Wednesday on whether to call for a convention to change the U.S. Constitution. While that in itself is surprising, the American people have never exercised their legally enshrined right to convene a new constitutional convention. What's more surprising is that pro-business groups with ties to the Koch brothers have pushed for similar legislation in more than 30 states, and they've been remarkably successful. A dozen states have passed bills calling for a convention that would produce an altered constitution that would likely limit federal spending and power. The Wisconsin legislation, which is supported by Governor Scott Walker, was introduced by Republican Senator Chris Koch, who introduced similar legislation in January 2014 as a member of the Assembly. His bill would call a convention to pass constitutional amendments that would require the federal government to balance the budget, something that Congress will simply never do on its own, Koch told International Business Times. For the country to continue spending at this rate, where revenues are exceeding expenditures consistently, is not sustainable, Koch said. Whether it's Democrats or Republicans in charge in Washington, it's not getting fixed, and no solutions are being proposed to deal with it. I think this is the only option left. It sounds like a good idea for the federal government to be reined in. But perhaps this is not the best way to do it. Getting 2/3 of the United States to agree on an entirely new constitution, just to limit spending, is the definition of the nuclear option. Every state has its own problems and concerns, and politics that could sway their decisions. Even getting 2/3 of their lawmakers to agree to something like this is a long shot. Keep in mind, this has never been done before in the history of our country. Most politicians will be reluctant to do it. Most likely, this attempt won't get very far. People propose laws and changes through state and local government all the time. Rarely they are even voted on. But it shows just how desperate people are getting. They want significant change to come to our federal government. They want an end to massive spending and government overreach. That's largely why a man like Trump was elected president. Come hell or high water, change is going to happen.